What's up, Thomas? Today I'm here with one of our OG members, one of these It's Just Talk tournament. Who are you?
Hi, I'm Michael. I top in Will's customer bandits tournament with 4-0 undefeated record. Yeah, with a Spellbook Striker.
Okay, let's get right to deck profile.
So here's the main deck. We play one rules runway. The reason I don't play too many pilot is because we want to keep the normal summon for the Spellbook engine, and you only play 1/1 because you want the OTK potential with linkage. You play to engage because it's a 2 in the format. It's the best card in this deck. It says draw 2. Next, you play 3 Widow Anchor. It's the best interruption card. It's a quick spell. Like you can negate anything. You can take their monster to make any plays you want. Like it's the best interruption card. I only play one Afterburner because I think it's just enough. You can play. Someone play 2, but like this card is kind of useless when you go first and you don't want to draw it in the first turn. So yeah. And then we play 1 Holodron and 3 linkage to get to your to get your pilot, to get your link monster. These cards are actually better than like Ray or Rose in this build because it's a special. It doesn't. You can change from Spellbook engine to Striker engine with these cards. Like yeah. So you play 1 multi-roll, 1 area 0. It's also a special from deck. This is like a mandatory. Yeah, and multi-roll gives you Grand Game. It's a really good card. And because they ban Widow Shark Cannon in the customer bandits, so you have to have another like quick plays, quick spells. So I chose Ego Booster because it can protect your access code, so that you can like pop, ensure you can pop everything off the field. Yeah. So let's go into the Spellbook engine. We play 2 Blue Boy. It is such any Spellbook cards in the deck. In most situations, you should keep your normal summon for the Blue Boy because it's +2. Normally you go Blue Boy and search Secret is another search for any Spellbook cards. It also gives you one +1 spell in the graveyard. You play 3 because you want to see it. You really want to see this card in your opening hand. You play 2 knowledge. It's basically draw 2. It's a pretty good card. And you play judgment, of course. This card is insane. Like it's at 1 for some reason. Like so you really want to search judgment in your first turn, and you try to what's that called? You try to get 3 or more spells, so you can end up with Dragon, and you get much follow up in your next turn. And you will have 3 or more spell cards in your graveyard too. So like you can your striker engine will be like really good in your next turn. So that's all for the Spellbook engine. So I play one Terraforming. It's a must-have. Upstart, Rota. These 3 cards are basically search for pilot, search for field spell. It's basically for judgment because you need to activate 3 or more spells. Upstart is always good. I play 2 droplets, and yeah, this card is insane. Like, so as I said, you would have like 5 to 6 cards in your hand if you activate Judgment in the end. So for your next turn, you have like I don't know, at least 3 costs for Duelists. So this is a really good card. Like it's really good either going second or going first. You can break the board, you can negate all their monsters. It's very crazy, this card. Call by, like you can call by most hand traps because this deck is like hard lose to draw and lock. So it's like if they show you the hand trap, you just say you have to pass turn. But if you have call by, then you can still play. One maxi because they unban maxi in the ban list is a must-have. I resolve it because it's at one. I resolve it once and it completely stops your opponents to play. You play 3 ashes. It's just a general hand trap and 3 effect wheeler. 3 need because the reason I play 3 need is because in that format they unban Chaos Ruler, they unban Snow, so I assume there will be a lot of like combo decks. Nip is the best answer for the combo decks, and I actually resolved this like twice, so yeah, it's really good.
What's the main deck count?
It's a 40? Yeah. So let's move to extra deck. For extra deck, we play 3 Kagari. It's a must-have. Like this card is insane. You just say you can activate any spell cards twice in a turn. You can go engage, Kagari attack engage, activate engage again. It's like it's crazy. It gives you like +4 in a turn. It's super good. Shizuku at 3 because this is a must-have too. So another thing is like when you play with Spellbook engine, and if you don't have enough spell cards in your hand, at the end phase you can try Shizuku, go into a quick spell like Ego Booster to give you another spell, so you can get enough spells for to special jargon. I only play 1 Hayate because one is like I don't have enough space to. It's like I don't really need. So the main reason you play this card is like you want to get you want to send engage, or you want to send you want to send Ray or Rose or a spell card in your graveyard. But as long as you play Spellbook engine, there will be like tons of spell cards in your turn in your graveyard, so you don't have to worry about that. So you just play 1 to send like whatever you want, like engage or a ray. Play 1 kinda is this card doesn't come up like that often, but it's a really good card. It stops your opponents. Like you can target your opponent's big body and stop them from attack, and it protects your striker monster. Play 1 Zig. This card is very good. It says you can link with a striker ace, striker monster and another monster. So it's normally you take their monster with Widow Anchor and you link it, so they cannot get the send to graveyard effect. Because and it's also a target to banish. So it's like it's 1 card. You can pop 2 of their monsters with just 1 card. Okay. So I play one Hemorrhage because you want to so you normal your blue boy and you want your main monster zone clear, so you have to link it into Hemorrhage. Yeah, it's like a must-have. So I also play one dark, one niner. Dark is just good. Niner is basically for because I play 3 nips, so you need to link your nips and another monster so you can clear your main monster zone. And also you play Celine in this because like you can take their monsters and it's like a 1 card link free. You go dark effect special one and go into Celine, and because you play the Spellbook engine, you will always have a blue boy in your graveyard, so you can always go Celine effect special blue boy and go into access code. Yeah, and another play is like you can also just end with Celine pass, and in their phrase you go Celine quick effect special jargon. So you basically make another a floodgate in their turn. That it doesn't come up that often, but it's really cool. The last card in my extra deck we play Lingesu. I never use this in the tournament, but it's a out for the non-target, like the monsters that cannot be target, because like this deck, the Sky Striker deck, hard lose to something like Avermax or Dragoon. They cannot be target, cannot be destroyed. So this is the only. It's not the only. It's kind of the only out, like besides Droplet. So if you don't draw Droplet, you go into this one. And for side deck, because I expect there are a lot of combo decks and back row decks, so I play Lightning Storm. It's for back row decks, Twin Twister, back row hate, and even image. Yeah. It's just back row hate, and even if match is crazy, it wins me like 2 or 3 games. It's just crazy when you can activate even the match. And Twin Twister is another MVP too. Yeah. Let's see. And also I have 3D barrier. It's a going first card. Like if you know they play synchro or like exist or like fusion, this card will completely shut down their turn. It's a pretty good one-turn floodgate. And last one I play is Silent Graveyard. Because they play a lot of combo decks, they rely on their graveyard. So and because they put grass at 2 in this ban list, they will if they resolve grass, there will be like tons of special from their graveyard. So like this card is I think this card is pretty good against grass. For the matchup, the first one I play against Brandon, our president. He plays Crystal Beast. Okay, that because like that deck is pretty cool, I think, but it loses to 100. Okay, so 1-1 I edge him, and he goes like Neko Rally. I was like, oh, what the heck, you play you play floodgates, and I somehow get rid of the Neko Rally, and he showed me the vanity. I say, oh, yeah, it's kind of fun. He showed me like tons of floodgates, but I somehow get rid of them, and because he draw starters, but I have like 2 edges, so like he cannot do anything. So he just screw. The second game, I don't have he ran first. I don't have many interruptions, so he just get a game. It's pretty crazy when he do the combo. For the third game, because the first two games took like I don't know, thousands of years. We end up I win by time, but I do have many follow-ups in my hands, so I believe I can win the grind game. That's my first round. My second round, I play against Edward. He played Infernoid. It's a pretty good cool deck. So the first turn he went first, but he just passed with an empty board. So I make my I make Jargon, make the Spellbook combo, and he evenly matched me like 3 times in a game, like cause his hands kind of break. So so he showed me the evenly match the first time, and I was like, I need to play around this card. So and I didn't know what he was playing at that moment. So I just normally I just set 2 pass, and after he showed me the third evenly match, and he still had nothing in his hand, so he just screwed the game. So game 2, he opened a crack hand. His deck like basically tribute your monsters to activate the effect. So it's pretty good to against a striker, because you cannot if you don't have like negates in your turn, you cannot really do anything. Yeah, he won game 2. Game 3, I also won by time. He opened a crack hand, but he didn't have enough time to play around the hand. So yeah. That I felt sorry for him. Round 3, I play against Nathan, aka Edison. He's a Edison player, but he's super good in Modern too. So he actually played base deck. He played Dragon Link with Light Swan, because we have 2 grass in the format. Once he resolved grass, it would be super good. Like he can make in game 2, he make the full combo with grass. He make a full board with like 8 or 9 interruptions. However, I drew droplet, so I was able to play. And then after I break his board, he used the last one dragon. I forgot the name, but he shuffles the banish, shuffles the graveyard, and he rebuilt his whole board again. I was like, yeah, the deck is super good when your opponent has no interruption. But like as I said, it's only good if your opponent has nothing. But like this my deck is like a hand trap deck, so that actually lose to 1 or 2 hand traps. So and that's unfortunately like game 1 and game 3 I have enough for him. So yeah, that's a really good match. Round 4, I play against Alex. He played Labyrinth. It's actually a hard counter deck to Striker, because like you cannot target. First is a bad roll deck. Second is like the boss monsters. You cannot target the boss monsters, so you cannot negate, you cannot take, you cannot pop anything. Yeah, it's kind of hard. So yeah, game 1 he goes step 4 pass. In my turn he gets the boss monster. I can't really do anything because I didn't draw droplet. So I screwed at that game. And game 2 I side in let's see. I side in the Infernoid match, Twin Twister, and Lightning Storm. So yeah, he was expecting me to going first because that's what this deck does. But however, I chose to go second because I want to I side in this like back row haste. I want to shut down his back row. So lucky I draw like Lightning Storm and even he goes like set 3 pass and I pop like all his back row and I also he chain welcome but I have Ash to respond so he but he kept a floodgate in his hand. He kept a Gozen. So it took me a while to get rid of the floodgate, but because I have the grind game, so yeah, that's how I won game 2. Game 3, he chose to green first. He like set 4 pass, and I draw Lightning Storm and Twin Twister. he's like yeah. I mean, it's just kind of lucky. I can pop all his back rows, not all, but yeah. And I also have Ash for welcome, so like he cannot really do anything. So yeah, that's how I won against Labyrinth. But generally I lose to that deck because it's just a kind of hard counter to Striker. Yeah, so that's it for my deck profile. Shout out to Will. He's a really nice guy. Yeah, I thank him for unban the Widow Anchor because like in this format they're supposed to ban both Widow Anchor and Shock Cannon, and I have to play another deck. But yeah. I also shout out to Brandon. He's an awesome guy. I expect him to play heroes, but he kind of betrayed hero deck. I don't know why. Yeah. I think that's it. Yeah, that's all.